guys. I hope you and your loved ones are doing great. So this is Dheeraj Chaudhary. Welcome to my live talk show of AWS User Group Communities, where we uh, meet different communities from different part of countries or cities. So we have actually had our previous episodes. So this is the ninth episode, and last 8 episodes we have actually interacted with communities from Ahmedabad, Pune, then from different countries, that is Bangladesh, Malaysia, and today we have Kenya, that is from South Africa. So in today's specific episode, we are going to onboard and invite our AWS User Group community of Kenya. So these are young folks, experienced folk, mixture of both, blend of both. They would be coming on board and they would be sharing their experience with all of us, telling that how they are running their community in Kenya, how they are motivating others in terms of spreading the knowledge, that is peer-to-peer networking with AWS user group communities. So let me just go ahead and get them onboarded with us. Hello, guys. Welcome to my talk show.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. So
Hello.
glad to have all of you over here with me in this series of AWS user group communities, where we interact with each other and share our experiences so that we can learn or we can share what exactly we are doing for the betterment of our communities into AWS. So let's get started with the introduction of you one by one. So let me start with Adeline. So Adeline, can you just go ahead and introduce yourself, that what exactly you're doing, how you joined the AWS communities, what is your journey, and what is your background that you're carrying as part of this UG community? Over to you, Adeline.
Okay, thank you so much for hosting us today. Hope I'm audible enough.
Yes, you're very well audible. Please go ahead.
Okay, so I'm Adeline Makokha, and I'm a software engineer in test as a profession. And I joined User Group back in October 2021 when I was still in campus, where I studied telecommunication and information technology. The journey has been incredible, the best, as I can say, and I've got to meet so many people uh, through hosting all the events, the physical and virtual events. So Samuel was one of us, and he's still one of us, but he was committed somewhere. He was unable to join. He's the one who introduced me to User Group Kenya, and he reached out to me through LinkedIn, and he asked me, because by that time I was a AWS community builder. So he told me if I could like to join the User Group Kenya. So I told him yes, I would like to join and to volunteer what to do. So my very first thing that I was doing it was to create the poster, because by then they were not writing poster, they were not advertising that much the events. So I decided that I'll do the creation of posters before the actual day of the event. And then after that, by then I was still a member. So after that was 2022, last year, January, we had a physical event. It was an event recap, and we had Nzioka from AWS and Veniswa Waboya from AWS. So after that event is when they decided to include me as one of their leaders. And then, so that's where I picked up and yes, started to doing all this that we have been doing all along since for the past 2 years. Back to you.
I would say that's an incredible journey that you had. So right now, how many UG leads do you have in your current Kenya group?
Members.
Yes. UG leads. So we have UG leads, then we have UG co-organizers, then we have volunteers. So right now, how many UG leads? As you said that you became one of the member. So is it in regards to the core team member you're talking about, or you're talking about one of the lead member joining them?
Okay, so at first we were about 50 members, but for now we have grown to 1,000. But about 300 are active and they do join the meetings. Uh, uh, it depends with the availability of members when we organize our meetings. Yes.
Thank you so much for that. Thank you for sharing your journey. So moving on to Mark. So Mark, over to you. Your experience and how you joined the community and how you're contributing towards it.
All right, thank you. Thank you very much. Hopefully I'm audible. So my name is Mark Orina. I'm based here in Nairobi, Kenya. I'd start with how I started into cloud. I work for a company called Impact Africa Network, and when I joined, I was not really a software developer, though I'd majored in mathematics and a minor in a bit of computer science. So I came in as a data entry person and actually just a generalist as such. But when we all started scaling, and at some point we needed a cloud solution, essentially moving from Webflow, like out of the box websites, to actually creating a website and hosting it. That's when I was thrown into the cloud situation. They were like, hey, you seem like a smart guy. You should try to figure out how cloud works. And at that time, I was back now into computer science and looking at it. And I think I really fell in love with cloud at that time. And at that time, what had happened was there was another community called Andela Learning Community, whereby I joined. I started learning about cloud a bit, especially Google Cloud at that time, before now coming to AWS. And I really learned to thrive through community at that time. And that's when I really understood the value of community. In university, I had a bit, but this is when I really understood how community works. Now, from there at work, we moved from Google Cloud to AWS. And there I was thrown in. The first time I saw the AWS console, looking at everything, I was very confused. I was not sure what's going on. And I watched a lot of YouTube videos online, mostly people from India really getting into it and talking about it. And I was really inspired because I saw a lot of them were willing to share their knowledge. And I started working on it. And that's how I kind of learned about AWS, understood how to use EC2 instances, VPC, and stuff like that. And now, when I started now to kind of up my game in terms of setting up complex applications, creating much more elaborate, let's say, cloud architectures, that's when I started having a lot of bugs. Right, so I do a bug. I do something, then I get a bug, and I'd be so frustrated. I'd reach out to people, hey, can you help me with this? At that time, I was not sure who to reach out to. Right, I think one time now I was like, okay, is there any community in Kenya for AWS? Right, so I joined now, and I found somewhere that Adeline actually mentioned, and I joined. It was a Slack group, and I actually posted my bug. The bug that had taken me 3 weeks of frustration, someone helped me within like an hour. It was just a very small thing, and I was so happy. I think that's what really got me hooked to the community. At that time, it wasn't as big, but I saw the value in it, right? And I started joining the meetings because I'm trying to understand who are these people who really understand AWS very well, and they're actually willing to help. So started coming for the meetings and stuff like that. I was on and off, but now when I really became also even more hooked is when now the first physical event we had with Veliswa at the AWS Cloud Advocate. She's based in South Africa. She came all the way. A gentleman called 𝐷𝕉𝕗, Adeline, obviously, Tony was there, and a few other cool AWS community builders. So we were there, we shared a bit, and I really loved what they were doing. And at that time, I committed myself and said, I'm willing to help out where I can, because the knowledge that you get and the movement that people get, people upskill, being in a community is really beautiful. And that's when I kind of volunteered with Adeline, and they were actually happy to help me out, wrote my first blog, and also joined the AWS Community Builder program. And yeah, that's how I came to this. And I was now put as an AWS co-organizer, I think this year, I believe. And I was really happy about that. And yeah, happy to really go about it. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you for that fantastic sharing a fantastic journey. it was a big journey, I guess. So you started from scratch and you explained how it impacted you, how it brought value to you. And that's what we are looking for to talk about in terms of this talk show. Thank you so much for sharing it, Mark. So moving on to Tony. So Tony, over to you. How you got into community? What is your experience, professional experience that you're having right now? And what is your plans
Uh,
to take it forward? Over to you.
okay, okay. My name is Tony Gitonga. I'm a cloud DevOps engineer at Tokyo FinTech. I would say this my cloud AWS cloud journey has not been very easy because um, maybe to go a little bit back, it was started on 2020 when I was trying to look around in my LinkedIn. I'm very active in LinkedIn because I would say it helped me a lot because I started to learn AWS when there was no region in South Africa. It was showing region coming soon. But I could see some AWS enthusiasts like Veliso. That time, Veliso had not joined AWS. She was in Standard Bank. But I saw she was into AWS, and I reached out in LinkedIn. Being a person who likes to help and mentor others, she was responsive, and it all started that way, where she we had a conversation, and she was like, how can you maybe you can start a user group in Kenya. That time the user group in 2020 was not active and stuff, and I was like, I don't have leadership skills and stuff. I am afraid I would love to, but inside me I would love to, but I have that fear. I don't have the the leadership skills. I've never been a leader somewhere. And she was like, she's going to guide us. And in that period, I remember 2020 December, she got into AWS, of course, and she had that like ambition to have the community in Kenya to get up and running. And at that time, we started with leaders like Maureen. She's now cloud DevOps engineer in AWS, cloud support engineer deployment, AWS. She was, I would say, like the pioneer because I was always behind the scenes because she was more experienced than me. So that's how it started. And on 2021 is the time when we started having meetups and all those stuff. And we were joined also with Samuel Cheboche, a very cool gentleman. He also had brought a lot to the table, and that motivation and stuff. So we continued. We had Adeline. It made it even more exciting because she is also a very motivated and has that leadership skills and stuff. So we could be able to organize things quickly. And the reason why we were having we wanted to have at least more leaders. At least right now we are four. It's because I think everyone here knows in networking they usually are saying two is one is none. So that if maybe Tony is not there, maybe there's something which makes him not to be able to attend the meeting, Adeline will be there. If Adeline is not there, Samuel is there. So we continue to grow, and uh, because of the work factor, everyone sometimes busy, but we have to make sure the group is up and running. We saw Orina. Orina was doing also great stuff in Impact Africa. So we reached out to him, and he also joined us. So this makes it possible to make sure like the group activities continue, because there is no way that like everyone cannot be available. So we're able to make sure like things are up and running. We learn together with the community, and yeah, spread the AWS gospel to to all the enthusiasts in the region. So it has been a great uh, like I would say AWS journey. Even in my career, it helped me a lot, because being active, I was able to increase um, also a lot of connection in LinkedIn. Right now, I was surprised to see like I have over 10,000 connections, and this also helps in terms of networking with people. People know like your skill set and stuff. So uh, somebody might think that being a leader, like a community leader, because it's free, like it does not have like advantages, but I would say it has a lot of them, because even you find like you have more that's networking, and people know what you do, and maybe if you wanted to get a job, it's kind of like not very difficult, because you're able to interact with the community. So there is also advantage to you individually, and I would say like we would be happy as we continue, maybe in future, even having more leaders who bring a lot to the table, so that we make sure like this is something which continuously grow and impacts the region. Yeah, I think that's my story.
Thank you so much for sharing your story. I really appreciate that. So now moving ahead to Kevin. So Kevin, over to you. How you joined this community? Are you working as a professional, or you are into college or something? So some background of yours, and how you got motivated to join this community. So Kevin, over to you.
Thank you so much, Dheeraj. So, as you heard, my name is Kevin Tuei. I am a cloud consultant and a developer, and also I teach computer science at the campus. And how I joined the community is I don't have so much of an elaborate story as our leaders. The good thing as being a volunteer, able to see it from their perspective, and it's really illuminating. So I joined the AWS User Group in May 2022. That is last year. I joined it through Adeline. Adeline was speaking at a session. It was a Safaricom campus session. It was a WIT session. I was just joining in to be curious, because I had shared the link a lot to some of the student communities, and just wanted to know what is being mentioned there. So Adeline, after her presentation, mentioned about the AWS user group. First of all, I joined the AWS community builder in March, and I felt so, okay, yes, I knew there was some people who know about AWS within the country, but I couldn't find the connection. Where can I find the enthusiasts like me who want to know more, who want to grow in terms of their skills? User group through Adeline, I jumped into the boat immediately. I was just waiting for the link. I think I couldn't even hear anything else that she was saying. I was just waiting. Where is that link? Where is that link? So that I can join. I can join the group and get to know these many people. So once I joined in, I started getting through the monthly meetups. And again, as mentioned, there was one time, since I'm based out of Meru, I couldn't make for a physical meetup in Nairobi, and it felt. Have you ever felt like that form of fear of missing out, because the session was physical, and just wanted to know how did it go. You heard that it was a great session. You could see pictures of people happy after the session, and I said, okay, that is really what would we want. So, but the good thing is, most of the sessions, most of the monthly meetups have been virtual, so I've been able to be joining them. And again, also got another opportunity being a volunteer to even speak at the meetup about our experience as a team when we have participated in an AWS hackathon that was held at Strathmore. Our experiences we were able to share with the community, and these opportunities, being a volunteer in such a user group, and also not forgetting the user group credits that you usually get so that you can support your development and your learning and your sandboxing. So the user group for the past year that I've been has been so phenomenal, I can say. Just to hear from the perspective of Tony, Mark, Adeline, how the user group started with Samuel, Maureen, it's so illuminating to hear that we might not believe. For example, if we could see Tony in a meetup, in a monthly meetup, I couldn't say that is the first time I was told to lead, he tried to back out. He always looks like the one person who says, when should I start? So it has been a nice opportunity being a volunteer and also helping out with the team. Anytime you get to hear this meetup, you share the link with others in your community. So it is an amazing experience to be a volunteer. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Kevin, for sharing your experience. So now from your answer, I got another question for you. So you were speaking about a student community that you guys interact with. So as part of your meetup, are you conducting any workshops or any specific sessions that you're going into your colleges or universities and giving it? Kevin, that question is for you.
Okay, yeah, sure. So I thought it was, you have to wait for your leaders to speak first if you, yeah. So yes,
You're all
we
here,
usually do.
we are all here singing together, and I know the way they have
Yeah, sure.
spoke. They are very open. They don't, consider that they should speak first. They are very open. That's what I can understand from the conversation. Correct me if I'm
Yeah,
wrong.
sure.
Tony, Mark, and Adeline. Is that okay? Okay. So yes, Kevin, go ahead. And questions is going to go to everyone. So it's not only you.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, you decided to put me on the spot. Yeah. So first of all, is we also have what you call the AWS Academy program. So we usually take advantage of the same and use some of the curriculums that have been developed, and also we have other programs such as Restart, where we have members of the same as well as AWS Educate, and we usually use these curriculums that have been developed by people within AWS to reach out to members, students specifically within the campuses, and just start them out on the cloud, getting to know what they can do, and getting to do certain courses that are aligned to certain certifications. More often than not, is the AWS Cloud Practitioner, which is usually a good place to start out. So, for example, for the past year, been able to reach out also in partnership with, again, Safaricom, because there's also the campus outreach program that is there. Been able to reach to about 2,000 students over the past year, and most of them also, once they take part in these programs, they get the link to the AWS user group and they join in numbers and even share some of the experiences and even the challenges they are facing, maybe through scheduling their scheduling their certification exams, maybe if they're having an issue with setting up an instance or any kind of learning that they're trying to do as students, they're able to share within the group and they get expert help. And again, that the other thing that has been also fundamental with the help of people like Cello is there are certain meetups where you get to understand about careers. So the students are able to understand about the AWS careers, and they take part in what we call then it's called AWS Jam, right? Like they go through these kind of a learning experience which is gamified, and they're able to do some things within several number of hours, and they're able to learn a lot from these kind of meetups that have the demo or the technical aspects infused into them. So this is what we've been able to do with regards to reaching out to the student community. Yes. Thank you, Biraj.
Thank you so much for sharing. That's actually a very good initiative that you guys are taking. So my next question would be to Tony. So Tony, as you guys are doing your virtual meetups virtually, so how you're understanding that, what kind of audience you have to cater? So let me elaborate my questions. What kind of audience means? So for example, suppose when we are doing it, so we actually try to keep a track of how many students we have and how many professionals we have. So we understand that what kind of equilibrium we should maintain in the talks that we are arranging for them, and that would be more beneficial to them. So in virtual thing, is there anything that you guys use to gauge that what kind of audience you are catering to as part of your events that you're organizing?
Earlier we used to have like some kind of survey during the talks. We share on the chat like maybe people, how many people are student or something like that, and of course most people are usually student, but as we have been growing, there is also like a lot of AWS enthusiasts who are working, maybe engineers, maybe in other fields, who wants to venture into cloud, to start cloud journey. But mostly like I would say like there has been more student. Yeah.
So more students crowd that you have, and based on them, you design your talks for the meetup.
Yeah, when we are having speakers, of course, the first question they ask is the the audience they expect, so they're able to adjust like uh, what they want to present to make sure like it's standard to everyone who is joining the event. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for answering that. So my next question is to Adeline. So Adeline, as you are being into community for around 2 years, so now do you guys plan for any boot camps, or you have already done any boot camps in terms of guiding people? Uh, Let me give an example. Like a few people do boot camps for certification, that is basic certification, that is cloud practitioner, or the basic one, that is solution architect. So is there any activity that we had performed, and what you thought, what was the outcome of that, how it helped? So Adeline, you're on mute.
You can hear me?
Yes.
Okay, thank you for the question. Uh, we wanted to go with the AWS Community Day first to see the outcome of it. And we are also planning for the boot camp. And so for the boot camp, we will organize and decide on the course outline that the students will go through, starting with the cloud practitioner, because most of the members are students who are still back in in campus. So as they finish their campus studies, they can join and then they learn more about cloud. And in addition to that, we are also planning on how to just have an event, sort of like a one hour event whereby we can solve the blockers. Oh, I got this application. I was referred to this application, and I'm going to try it with my members to because the application gives you the platform. You can share your screen, you can code live. So I'm sure that this will bring a positive impact to the community at large. So we are planning for one boot camp before the end of this year, and we are also into seeing if the community day will work out for us before the end of the year.
Thank you, Adeline, for sharing that. That's a good thing that you guys all are doing together. So my next question would be to Mark. So Mark, as you are more inclined towards development things, okay. So do you think that like have you thought about doing any workshops onto your meetups, or by going to some university or colleges to cater some audience who are looking for some hands-on experience?
Thank you. I'd say this. Especially doing workshops, I find it if you're a bit few people, it's actually more effective. So, for instance, we do collaborations with other communities. There's another community of cloud enthusiasts who do either AWS, Azure, or whichever other one. So when they were doing, I think they did a bootcamp for some time, and I just came in and plugged in a bit to see what they're doing and how to be able to help them. So I've just worked with a few people who are essentially already have the exam scheduled and maybe in the next 2 months, and they really need hands-on experience. So I've done that. I've also gone maybe to engineering students. There's a campus near where I stay. It's called 𝐩𝐚𝐫𝐿 University, and whereby they also need hands-on, because essentially what I've realized right now and the trend that is there is that more young people are really interested in cloud early on, which is really good. And most of them now just need a bit of guidance to know what happens and stuff like that. And most of them kind of understand the certifications, but having hands-on and creating, let's say, cloud infrastructure using CloudFormation and being able to create a staging environment and a development environment and making sure all of them work and stuff like that. So I've actually done like one workshop with a few people who actually were like, hey, how can I literally just use AWS and how can I navigate it? So I've kind of done a bit of that. I think that was last year. This year, hopefully I'll do more towards the same. So there are a few of that. We plan, as Adeline has mentioned, to do more elaborate workshops, and we've tried to see how we can be able to do it, because also sometimes you think, can I really tell people what to do? In a sense, because you have that, is it called imposter syndrome? And you're not sure, can I really tell someone what to do? Am I correct? And stuff like that. But over time, once you gain that courage and you've done a bit more of practice, it's actually possible to do it. And also, one of the things, especially during physical meetups, we found that we have as a lot of students, but also we have very experienced people who've really understood a lot of things. And that's actually where a lot of people meet and exchange numbers. So there are a few people who've actually helped me deploy something a bit more complex, rather, or be able to fill in some gaps that I have. And either they also point me out to, these are the things that I use, right, to be able to do this stuff and like that. But now, because it's been early stages, we're kind of going towards that. And I'm really excited to actually go towards that. I did my first, I think, demo to, I think, more than 50 people. Just doing a very simple thing like hosting a static website on an S3 bucket and creating a CI/CD pipeline using cloud for distribution. And a lot of people actually had more questions around it. And yeah, some of them I couldn't answer. And as a gentleman from AWS kind of helped me out. So we've kind of done it before. And I think over time we'll kind of do better as we go. Thank you.
Thank you. That's something great you guys already been doing. So I have a generic question. Anyone can answer that. So before COVID, I understand that most of the UG communities were doing meetups physically. But after the impact of COVID, not most, every community migrated to virtual, and very few communities, they came back from virtual model to physical model. So now, as you guys have tasted both the flavors of virtual as well as physical, so what you think, what is more impactful in terms of this concept of community peer-to-peer networking? Is it virtual or is it physical? What is your take on that, or what you feel about it? Anyone?
Okay, I think physical is more impactful because in terms of networking and securing a job, like you never know the person you are standing next to, and it can be your boss in future. So physical is more impactful, but with the virtual, it's flexible because you can just relax where you are, even if you are in a bus, and then you log in, you continue, you listen to the demo, to the presentation. So all of them are impactful, and also platform like LinkedIn has been of help to some of the members, because I realized with the community, the user group growing, some of the recruiters are reaching out and they're looking for the best in members, like the experience and the area in expertise, so that they can offer them sort of a job or an opportunity. So visibility is all that I can say, and physical is the best, and also virtual it's okay.
You have to pick one side. what you like more. You don't have to have a few points for both of them. So what you choose, like
Okay.
what you feel personally.
Okay, for me, I'll go with physical.
Okay, great.
Because with physical, at least you can get to know people more. So when the guys from AWS come, at least you met this someone physically, and then you know the you get to know the person, uh, their person ability and the skills that they have. And for instance, in case of a job, they can refer you because they know you and they understand your abilities and your capabilities, and that they have that confidence in you that you can deliver at work.
Thanks. Anyone else?
Uh,
Yeah. Yes,
m-
Tony.
Maybe to add to it, I would say like personally, I think like physical is better when you because of networking. Like for example, if I go to a physical meetup, I'm not going very much to learn IT stuff. I go with one thing to know as many people as possible. But I would say like maybe for workshop, which like hands-on and stuff, for somebody maybe to follow well, maybe like I would say like sometimes virtual works better for some workshop, because many people I think they go for physical to see the faces behind the names. You want to see and meet somebody you have been interacting but you have never met in person, and it's usually a great thing, as Adeline has said, because these people are the people who can be your referees. They can people who can refer like as in if they find any opportunity and stuff, they remember like Tony, or they remember Adeline or stuff. So I think both have merit and demerit, but yeah, I would go physical. Physical also, I would say physical has more advantages. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. So, on to the workshop thing, I wanted to just add one thing. So, you said that in some scenarios you think that virtual workshop is more impactful. Uh, but what I experienced is what for workshop you have to be there physically. There is a reason for that. For example, suppose if a layman example if I give, if we are going to uh, do a project on Python, right? So as a prerequisite you will send them prerequisites that you have to create the AWS account, you should have Python installed, you should have this pip library installed onto your machine, everything, right? You will send it 4 times to 5 times, people doing that, and when you will go over there, few people will say that it's not working. Then you have to go on their machine and you will come to know, okay, they have not even installed Python, how it is going to work. So that is what my experience is, what I have seen for workshops. People say that yes, we have done everything, and when you go on their machine you will come to know, oh, there is nothing, it's all flat. So that is what my experience is. Yes, Mark, you are speaking on mute.
Um, I'd say this actually to go on the physical virtual thing. I was trying to debate and see. Virtual is very convenient, right? But physical really drives you beyond your boundaries to either take a public transportation to get there and stuff. So it really pushes you beyond that, and you'd actually go above and beyond. I think they've already said all the other things. I think the other case for virtual is number one, you get food, which is really cool. You get swag, which is really dope, and you get to meet people, right? And I'm sold on food and swag. That's it. I don't need anything else. I don't need. I'm good with that, right? And one of my prized possessions, I can see your AWS mug over there. Um, it's not even AWS credits. It's just the what's it called? Like just I think I have like the yeah, I can see the mug. It's I have the cable thing. Yeah, like we can't hear you.
So this is one, the most precious one from where I started my journey into communities.
Yeah, exactly.
So I have
Absolutely.
that
Everything.
question for you guys about community builders, because I can see most of you are community builders over here.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think the physical when once you touch it, it's you're sold. So physical all the way, and for the food. So always, if anyone is hearing this, we do have food in our community meetups. Please come through. You'll be well fed. Both, is it nourished mentally, physically? I don't know about spiritually, but trust me, those two will got you. Yeah.
Yes, that's true. I agree with that. So coming to the next question, I can see that you guys were talking about community builder program. So before getting into user group communities, was that the starting point which encouraged you to get inside this community builder program to share your knowledge, or it was something else that brought you in?
Okay, I can start. Like for me, I think I started community builder program at that time because I think it was a bit easier to do, and it's the first thing I was introduced to, right? So that's when I actually joined and was able to kind of interact with people. But I realized most of the community builders want to do even more, and most of them are now in the user group. And I kind of saw that intersection of community builders. So for me, I started with community builder because it's the first thing I learned. But definitely the user group thing is also a huge, I think, a place where you can make even more impact, because now you're really collaborating with people, in various places and actually doing more. So that's what I'd say.
Anyone else as a community builder would like to add? The forum is open for you. So Kevin, you're wearing the hat of community builder, not speaking about community builders. How rude is
I
that?
was waiting for Adeline. I saw
Okay.
Adeline wanted to speak before Mark, so I was just
Okay.
ensuring I be a gentleman.
Okay.
Okay, for me, uh, when I joined, before I joined Azubi Africa, so during Azubi, I got to learn about cloud practitioner and solutions architect. And then, so during the solutions architect period, that was a period of 6 months, and the journey was great. I can say it was intense because we had to do the labs, we had to finish the more assignments that you are given so that you can do the certifications. So after that, it was on October that I decided to apply for the community builder thing, and I just gave it a shot. I didn't know like I really get it. So I think I was like, if I get it well and good. If not, then there's nothing else I'm losing. So I just decided to apply with the guidance from the mentors that I had. Uh, Shout out to Terence Chibire. He encouraged me to apply, and I got it in October 2021. And funny thing is that I was the first female community builder in East Africa. So yes, Melissa was happy about that, and she saw the opportunity that I'm growing. So they handhold me all through my journey. They were there for me. And when I got the community builder thing and also the certificates, I was able to secure the internship at Safaricom. So internship, it was great, but I was in a different domain. It was more of being a quality assurance. So I decided for I saw it an opportunity to be a part of the user group, because in my work I'm not using anything related to AWS. That's in my department. But for the case of having these meetups every other month, it helps me with the consistency of knowing the what is existing, the many services that are being brought on board. So I'm not losing anything. Yes, I'm gaining from the community builder globally and the user group thing.
Yes. That's a very good journey. So
Uh,
yes, Tony.
Maybe to to speak to myself, for myself, like I would say for me, like the motivation which made me like to apply for the community builder is that as I said, I started my AWS journey like a little bit early because I was seeing in business, I think they say some opportunity because when you do something which like is not very much like common, like is not like I would say like in 2020 starting 2020, like not many people are certified in AWS and stuff, but I was at that time like 3 times certified, and then was like, this is not helping me in my in my region. In fact, like my first job was in an Indian company, WizLabs, remote customer support engineer. So so my plan was to associate myself with everything which like is AWS, so that I learn, I see what people are doing and stuff, and I would say like it helped because through that, like you even by just posting your a community builder in AWS, you find that other community builders like you send them requests, they send you requests, you start connecting. So yeah, it has a lot of benefits in terms of also like connecting with the community, other enthusiasts and stuff. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. So I guess Kevin, finally it's your turn now. You're
Yeah.
ready?
So just to pick up on what Tony has said, the moment I heard that Adeline is a community builder, I say like, now that's my sister right there. So so I just really wanted to connect and to get to know what she's doing, and just being in this space where we're doing much more together. And then the other time when we went on to a hackathon, then I realized this is like a match made in heaven. She's our mentor for the hackathon, and she's the one helping us going through this and that with regards to coming up with the solution that we're coming up for the hackathon, and connecting us with specialists, the AWS experts who had joined the hackathon. So as I mentioned, yes, the community builder was a stepping stone for me to get to the user group. And it's a very nice program, because before I joined the community builder program, I didn't have any AWS certification. Currently I have the practitioner and the solutions architect. I already have an opportunity to do the developer associate. I'm just studying for it. And all these funny thing is that for due to the community builder program, the resources shared for all these certifications, I've not paid anything for them. I've been able to just ensure that I put in the time, prepare for them, and do them. And that is something that only the power of the community can bring.
That's great. And as everybody has shared their journey, I will share mine also. So right now I'm 10 plus years of experience, and trust me, because of community builder program, I started my blogging website as part of the entry that you guys know that we have to show that what kind of contribution that we are doing. And after that, I started my YouTube channel because of community builder program again. And so my journey into community started from community builder program. So I just started, and I have and when I got access to the Slack channel, I connected with so many people across the globe. It gives you so much tools and so much power to do something new. For example, you know that when we get onboarded, uh, Mark's favorite, we get swags. That is one good thing. Apart from that, yes, from the working perspective, if I speak about, we get credits also, by using which you can actually work onto something as exercise or as an assignment of yours, and the output that you're getting from it, then you can start contributing to community. So they are actually giving you all the tools, you just have to use it. They also say you that how you can do your personal branding, a lot of things. They not only help you in terms of AWS, they help you in terms of personal and professional development both. That is what my take is onto this. And today I am into this UG group of Pune. Again, my initiation was from community builder itself. So I was seeing that there was a lot of messages coming in that after COVID that we have started, and I said that I am being a localite in my city. I said them, let me take that initiative. Then there was already a existing UG lead who was there from last 4 years. Uh, two people, one was Vishal and Toshal, and they started it. I joined them, and then again I also became a part of them gradually. So all journey starts with community builder. So a very sweet spot for me in terms of community builder program. Whenever somebody asks, I am not hesitant to talk about it, that how it helped me. So all these initiatives that I started was community builder program. Okay, so moving forward to the very important question. So you guys are been working onto communities. Adeline was saying you started with 300, now you're on 1,000. So what I feel is somewhere you are trying to bring a revolution into community things in your country or within your city, so that people might get educated, because the more of a knowledge you share, more people will start joining you. Now, from joining perspective, just I wanted to know that if you want to give shout out to some other UG members of yours who have contributed selflessly towards this journey of 300 to 1,000 or more than that, it might go to 5,000 maybe by end of this year. The way that you guys are, planning things and bringing in more value to the table. So you guys can give shout out to people for what significant things that they are contributing to, because we have a small forum. We cannot get everybody on call, otherwise nobody is visible, we don't know who is there. That is the reason it is limited to few people. But yes, from volunteers perspective or from any person who has contributed, I think the forum is open for you guys. Anyone of you can come forward and give short shout outs for the people who have been contributing selflessly into UG Kenya.
Okay, I'll go first because ladies first. Okay, I'll shout out to my mentors for being there for me. They've been so supportive. Beliso Aboya, senior advocates at AWS. Shout out to Marine. She's the organizer of research program, and for helping me for helping the AWS program, the AWS to feature my story this year, Women International Women's Day. Shout out to Azubi Africa. Yes, they are the stepping stone to my career in cloud. Yes, the knowledge that I've gained, it was not in vain. Yes, and now I can say it has beared fruits. Yes, and to the community at large, to our user group members, thank you so much for your consistency, for participating, for joining in our meetups every other month, and for being there for us. To our leaders, AWS user group leaders, Tony, Mark, Samuel, and also Kevin, volunteer. Thank you so much for being there for the community and for the many things that do happen behind the scenes before the live events, and for your dedication as well. Thank you.
So guys, anyone else want to give shout out to your peers from community?
Okay, for me, I think I'll give a big shout outs to Veliso Mboya. She has been a great mentor to me. Also, I would give shout outs to Maureen Barasa. Also, she's in AWS now. She has also been a good mentor to me, and I would not forget also to give a shout outs to my big brother Alvin, who helped me start my AWS journey. Apparently, all this are in AWS, and they have been very great mentors to my AWS career journey. Yeah.
I was actually about to write a list of people that I feel are very impactful. I'd start with there's some a lot of AWS user group leads that I'm trying to follow what they're doing. I've seen what you guys are doing at AWS Pune, if I'm not wrong. I'm maybe saying it wrong. They're really doing very well. I've seen another AWS group that I really love and what they're doing. There's one I think in India. I'm forgetting because they're different cities, but they're really doing well. Also, Dubai are doing quite well.
Yes.
Those are, I think, people that I follow and see what they're doing. They're really doing well. In terms of also within Africa, there's the AWS Security User Group, West Africa. They're doing such an amazing job and they've really specialized in that. So shout out to them. I can't mention all their names. There's also AWS Yaoundé. It's in Senegal, I believe, in West Africa. There's also great stars. I think last year, if I'm not wrong, it's Chiche and Dimiso, who's also on AWS, Dimi4, if I'm not wrong, an AWS hero. He's really an inspiration to us. And there's some other people who they work at AWS, but they're also de facto they're just our members. There's Selo, right, from South Africa, really cool person. I think he helped Kevin mentor them. There's Joseph Nzioka, who's also he works for AWS, but he always comes through for us. Once he comes to Kenya, he'll be like, I'm definitely down to just talk to you guys and do a very good job. And there's also some ladies I feel like they're doing a very good job. There's Masi Chibet, I believe, from Safaricom, who's come through for us, I think, a few times. There is Lorna, she's an AWS community builder with an YouTube channel. Franklin Omondi, who is a security person, and he's actually going to be hosting our next event, I think next Saturday. Shout out to him. He's been a really good help. And Adeline, I'm forgetting his name, Chibire, right? He's, I think, maybe Terrence. Thank you, Terrence. Terrence has been a really amazing person. His energy is really good. He's always posting on LinkedIn and just really pushing us and getting AWS out there. And I think he has made a lot of impact with the research program. So he's doing a really amazing job. And yeah, I think those are the people I'd add. I'd say if I go on, I think Kenyans, we have this thing where we'd love to give out shout outs forever. So I'll stop there. So,
okay. So Mark, onto that thing, from the time we started the call, I was just trying to recall that I have seen a similar face like yours. What is that? What is that? What is that? Then now I understood it. I actually follow one actor, that is Kevin Hart, and your face somewhere resembles to him. So that's what I was thinking, that I have seen kind of resemblance of yours to Kevin Hart. So I was just thinking. Now I actually got that triggered. Because thanks to Kevin, because of his name, I was able to recall that. Yeah, that's Kevin Hart.
hopefully is fun. Hopefully.
Yeah, that's a good way of bringing me in to do my shout outs. Yeah, so I think Mark almost covered. He was almost crushing all my shout outs that were left and leaving me with none. But I'll mention first of all of you. First of all, Dheeraj, Tony, Mark, Adeline. It might be easy for us to shout out others who are not on the call, but the opportunities, the community, the way we bring each other and organize, as I think it was mentioned earlier, sometimes we say that we do these sessions for free, but the people who really consistently join it, they understand the value of the sessions that we organize. So again, I'll first of all mention Jason, the AWS Community Builder Program Manager, because without him, I don't think I would be this far with regard my any people now coming up with cloud, how can I say, cloud meetups. For example, there's the new Resource Cloud Academy, the guys Albert Sitati, James Indani, Samson Barasa. So all these, I'm sure, is as a result of the power of community. So I'd like to shout them out with the many Thursday, Cloud Thursday sessions that they organize. And again, I'll mention some of the students who have been there, because without them, I wouldn't have been having content to apply for the community builder program, because when they come in, they give me the motivation to just train them on different AWS aspects. get to get the content. I'm not like a blog post kind of person like Dheeraj. So I love doing videos and just doing demos, and that really helps a lot. So that's pretty much my shout out. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you guys for the shout outs. And one last thing in terms of student that you're talking about, by any chance, are you guys aware of the Student Cloud Club program? I don't think so. It was released for South Africa, right? Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, it was only released for Nigeria in terms of Africa, if I'm not wrong. But I think it was released in 10 countries as a start. I've been seeing a lot of LinkedIn posts by different leaders. I think there's a way. I think there's also a summit that is coming up that is being organized by the first summit by Cloud Club students. And I even I saw Steven join AWS from Microsoft, meaning that AWS is really doing a good work with regards to bringing in the best in terms of the cloud to helping come up with this new fantastic program called Cloud Clubs. So we really hope that it's going to come to this other side of sub-Saharan Africa.
So I guess that they have given one link. So I had at time of application, there is one form that they have provided. If you fill that form, they have asked you that, do you think that this program should also be implemented in your country? So I guess students from your end, you can ask them to fill that form. So as it is having community builder programs having on 6 monthly basis, maybe it might also come next time, and when the applications are open, they might consider South Africa for the same. And if the students are enthusiastic from the colleges to become a cloud captain, I think that would be a good opportunity for them. So I have one live talk with the students advocate, that is Mustafa Safi. So in that he has covered that the countries which are not being added, you guys have to fill this form, and then you can go ahead and they can start that adding into their list of this program. So I think you can speak with your students and you can try to fill that form and see if it brings any positive outcome out of it. Okay, then I guess we are done with everything. It was really nice. I had a pleasure talking with you. I hope we will be in touch from Twitter or LinkedIn community perspective. But yes, as you guys are moving forward for community day and other events, in any case, if you need my guidance or my support, I am open for you. Not only me in India, all communities are so because I interact with them on weekly basis or monthly basis. So they are all open for collaboration. So if you need any collaboration from any of the cities from India, you can be open to reach out to them, and definitely they will help you out. And maybe we might see you soon in some of the summit or something which might be upcoming.
Absolutely. I had just one shout out. I wanted to just shout you out also. I forgot. I was looking at my YouTube right now, and I have 5 of your videos on my playlist that is my go-to. So shout out to you for just helping us sometimes just navigate some of the complexities. So thank you very much for that, especially for the videos.
Thank you. So nice having you guys, and have a great weekend. See you. Goodbye.